world devastated by a catastrophic virus that only spared children, humanity finds itself at the mercy of the immortal and bloodthirsty beings known as vampires. The surviving children are taken as livestock and raised for the sole purpose of being food. Amongst the despair and hopelessness of this post-apocalyptic world, a young boy named Yuichiro dreams of one day escaping from the clutches of his vampiric overlords and avenging the deaths of his family and friends. With his fierce determination and unbreakable spirit, Yu embarks on a perilous journey that will lead him to confront many difficulties on his way. The first episode starts with the world population has been decimated by an unknown virus, leaving only children under the age of 13 at the mercy of vampires. Yuichiro spends his time at the orphanage in the vampire capital city of Sanguinum. Yu reflects on when he met Mika at the orphanage and becomes worried when he fails to show up. At this time, Mika allows Ferret to drink his blood and trade for food. Once after another delay, Mika comes back with a gun and a map of the city and offers his family to escape. The children of Hayakuya Orphanage try to leave the city but are ambushed and killed by Ferret Bathory. Ferret mortally wounds and captures Mika when Yu shoots the vampire and manages to escape the city alone, falling on the Guren's chest who was on patrol nearby. 4 years later, Yu joins the Japanese Imperial Demon Army with a desire to become a member of the Moon Demon Company, a special vampire hunting force led by Guren Ikanos. When he bullied the teacher during the lesson, Yu is calmed down by Shinoa Hiragi, who advises him to make friends at school before the promotion occurs. Yu sees how another student bullies Yoichi Sayatome and protect him, so they become friends. Later, a school evacuation occurs when a vampire runs away from the prison and attacks the school. Defying orders, Yu enters the class and tries to fight the vampire, but she throws him out of the window. Yu stabs her with a sword, but it doesn't cause her any damage. Guren arrives and finally kills her with his special gear. Since Yu fulfills his requirement, Guren invites Shinoa Yu and Yoichi for recruitment training. Shinoa tells Yu that he needs to get his cursed gear to kill vampires. She shows her gear, Shikama Doji, a fiery scythe blade. He asks her to fight with him to test his strength but loses. Shinoa and Yoichi learn that Yuji has gone to the underground chamber where a demon possesses him. When they arrive there to rescue him, Yu confronts Yuji, hoping to save him and make a contract with the demon and claim the axe as the cursed gear. After disarming it, Yu hallucinates Mika, who asks him to take revenge for his death, but he understands that Mika would never ask for that. He breaks free before being tricked into seeking vengeance. Shinoa congratulates Yu after he wakes up. Mika is shown to be alive, thanks to Kroll Teeps, who saved his life by having him drink her blood. Yu and Yoichi attend the new classroom held by Guren, where they meet Shiho Kimazuki. A week before an aptitude test, Guren warned Shiho not to use his desire to find a cure for a virus that affected his sister Mirai to acquire the strongest cursed gear since its power will consume him. During the aptitude test, run by Sayuri Haneori, Yu and Shiho fight the giant demon puppets together. The test is interrupted, and Shiho is informed to see Mirai at the hospital. Their scores are affected, but Shiho thanks Yu for his concern. Kroll assembles the vampires and declares war against humans due to their rise to power. Guren asks Yu to arrange a time for selecting a curse gear. After Yu realizes he failed the exam, Guren uses his curse gear named Maharu no Yo to determine which students can withstand the demonic energy. As a result, Guren sends Yu, Yoichi, and Shiho to the underground chamber where they choose their own curse gears. Yu, Yoichi, and Shiho each confront their respective demons and the embodiment of their loved ones to gain control of their desire. Yu and Shiho obtain their curse gears, but Yoichi ends up possessed by his weapon and begins attacking them. They fend off the attacks, but they hesitate to harm Yoichi. When Yu drops his curse gear to leave himself out in the open, Yoichi snaps out of it and stops attacking them. These students pass the final test to become official members of the Moon Demon Company. Guren tells them to focus on the future to protect others and seek justice. Yu, Shinoa, Yoichi, and Shiho meet Mitsuba Sangu, a fifth member of the squad. Guren dispatches them on their first mission together to Harajuku. There, a four horseman of John is spotted attacking a little girl in distress. Despite Mitsuba's warning that Yu is being lured into a trap, he defies and saves the girl, while the others are ambushed by 3 vampires. The 4 manage to destroy the horsemen, forcing the vampires to retreat. Although Mitsuba berates Yu for putting themselves in danger, she is later reminded by Shinoa of when she lost a member of her former squad during a mission. The girl informs the squad that the hideout is located at Amotsando Station. You and his allies enter the station, populated by orphan children. You defeats 2 vampires alone. The 5 of them are ambushed by 8 vampires. According to the girl's advice, the squad defeats the vampires and frees the children. In the aftermath, the girl apologizes to you for the deceit.
お前は正しいことをしたんだ。
Mitsuba struggles to thank you for saving her, but she ends up withdrawing the statement. After Shio starts a truck by the method of hot wiring, the squad meets vampire noble Crowley Usford, who provokes them despite being significantly outnumbered. However, Chessbell and Hornskull arrive and take Crowley back to the front line.
非重装備使ってもこんなに力の差があんのかよ。
Despite knowing what they will oppose, Yu and his allies move to Shinjuku. A group of armed helicopters attacks the Imperial Demon Army, having a lot of casualties. The army repels the attack. Kirin finds a group of vampires from a distance. Farad reminds Mika that he should embrace his role as a vampire. In a flashback, Mika does not drink blood by Kroll's order, but eventually gave in to the craving. While their Corporal Nagai drives the squad towards the western defensive barrier, Shinoa gives you, Yoichi, and Shiho each a pack of cursed stimulant pills that will temporarily enhance their powers, but it is extremely dangerous to take more than 3. Even 2 pills can kill. One of the helicopters destroys the area of the road, causing them to fall into sewage and separating you, Shinoa, and Nagai from Yoichi, Shiho, and Mitsuba. You and Shinoa escort Nagai to the temporary shelter to be treated by paramedics before planning to meet up with Yoichi, Shiho, and Mitsuba at the western defensive barrier. While the Moon Demon Company distracts the vampires, Farad allows Mika to fight Guren. After being informed that Yoichi, Shiho, and Mitsuba are being attacked by the vampires at the Central Park, you and Shinoa rush over there to assist them before making their way to the western defensive barrier. Although Shigeru Yukimi and Narito Goshi throw Mika off guard with their attacks, Farad prevents Guren from making the final blow. Mika stabs Guren before giving him the chance to fight back. As the squad arrives, Yu reunites with Mika. When you have a chance to kill him, he hesitated and doesn't use the curse. Farad says that he will turn you into a vampire just like Kroll did to Mika, but Mika disagrees, saying that he will kill Farad if he does this. Crowley, Chess, and Horn, along with Lacuswelt and Renessim, arrive to take on the Moon Demon Company. Farad wants to drink Yu's blood, but Mika stops him by cutting off his hand. Mika takes you away and says that people uses him for their needs. He asks you to go with him, and when he disagrees, Mika holds him from saving his friends. While Farad restrains Guren, Mika fails to stop you after he declines while knowing how much he has changed. When you loses control of his power within him, Mika saves Shinoa and she embraces you as a last resort, which reverts him normally before falling unconscious.
結果は何にも出なかった。
いや、出たね。
The vampires and humans delay the battle. Yu spends 5 days in a comatose state. Kirin advises Shinoa to wait for him at the hospital if she accompanies him. Meanwhile, Mika contemplates his identity as a vampire and human, while Lacus and Rene notice his past association with Yu. On the 7th day, Yu wakes up in the hospital. Shinoa tells him that Mika stays with the vampires in response to an attack led by Kirito and Shinya. Yu thanks his friends for their help. He promises Mika that they will reunite with each other.
こんないいことばっか起きていいのかよ、ゆうちゃん。